In this video, we will discuss the renewed focus on propane as one of the most viable of the alternative fuels. We will also discuss the environmental impact of propane, the safety features of propane storage and transportation, and the safety features inherent in the dispensing of propane. Like other states and the federal government, Texas is cleaning up its act. With the demand for more and more propane refueling sites, the corner gas station will likely become the corner alternative fuel station. The biggest impact of the clean air mandates will be felt in the urban areas. That will increase the need for public refueling in urban areas. One of the most important things to remember about propane is that it burns cleanly, efficiently, and safely. This is one reason why it is a preferred vehicular fuel. And the safety features built into every refueling station make it safer than most gasoline refueling stations. This is one reason why the alternative fuel station is a good neighbor. Unlike gasoline, propane is non-toxic. Any accidental spill would not contaminate soil or drinking water. Accidental spills are also easy to detect and remedy with the above-ground storage tanks used at propane refueling facilities. More than one fuel supplier has discovered, as did the state of Texas itself, the cost, financial and environmental, of keeping gasoline in the ground is often far greater than removing it and discontinuing its use. In preparing to add a propane dispensing unit to its vehicle refueling site in Austin, the state's General Services Commission found it would cost almost $69,000 to remove old and leaking underground storage tanks and to remediate the contaminated soil. Had GSC elected to replace those gasoline tanks, it would have cost much more, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. It made fiscal and environmental sense to take the proactive stance of eliminating the gasoline in favor of propane. Propane is refined, stored, and transported as a liquid under moderate pressures of 100 to 200 pounds. Like gasoline, in vaporized form, propane is heavier than air, so vapors would stay close to the ground if a spill occurred. However, vapor leakage is rare because of the many safety features built into propane storage and refueling sites. Propane responds to heat and pressure in much the same way as gasoline. Above its boiling point of 44 degrees below zero, propane boils off and forms vapor. This expansion caused by temperature increases is why propane tanks and cylinders are never completely filled with liquid propane, but only to 80% of total tank capacity. Hot days, cool nights, rain, or snow all affect the temperature of the propane, and the changes in liquid temperature also cause changes in vapor pressure. Thus, every propane container is equipped with at least one safety relief valve. Like gasoline, propane is flammable and may be ignited by heat, sparks, or flame. Smoking is never allowed around a refueling site for this reason. And like gasoline, as propane travels from the refinery to the customer, there are a series of transfers and delivery operations which involve detailed safety regulations and highly specialized equipment. All these operations are overseen by the Railroad Commission of Texas. The three areas where safety precautions are of the utmost importance are in bulk storage operations, dispensing facilities, and automotive use. The Railroad Commission not only approves the plans for each bulk storage operation and addition, but also inspects each facility annually. Two general types of tanks are used at propane refueling sites. Stationary bulk storage tanks and tanks mounted on vehicles are built to ASME standards. That stands for American Society of Mechanical Engineers. Smaller DOT cylinders are built to a separate set of standards set by the U.S. Department of Transportation. All ASME tanks are built from steel. To indicate compliance with the ASME code, a metal data plate must be welded to every tank. Every ASME tank must have the data plate attached and legible, otherwise propane dealers in Texas are forbidden to fill it. Of all the valves and fittings on a propane fuel tank, one of the most important is the safety relief valve, which automatically vents the vapor if the pressure rises above the tank's working pressure, usually about 250 pounds. Also important and well protected are the check valves, which prevent propane from accidentally discharging out of the tank. All valves, connectors, hoses, fittings, and other equipment used to store propane and to transfer it from one container to another are regulated by federal, state, and local laws and codes. One of the primary functions of the Railroad Commission is to enforce these safety rules. The rules cover every step of the refueling scenario, from the minimum safe distance of the vehicle to fuel tank, to pressure testing all vapor and liquid hoses. In fact, there are more regulations than in a similar gasoline refueling scenario. The dispensing point is the most critical part of the transfer network. Dispensing points are protected by special types of equipment. The most common types of equipment in the field include bulkheads and emergency shutoff valves similar to those found at gasoline refueling sites. This simulation at Texas A&M's firefighter school demonstrates one of the potential causes of an accidental spill of propane, a truck pull-away, where a truck or transport might be driven away while the transfer hoses are still connected. Such a pull-away might break the hose or even pull out the piping network, creating a large spill or even the possibility of a fire. To avoid such problems, new Railroad Commission rules require transfer networks to use bulkheads and emergency shutoff valves. In this part of the demonstration, with the emergency shutoff valves and bulkheads operational, the truck pulls away, a minimal amount of propane escapes, the ESV shuts the system down, and there is no fire. Bulkheads are located where the hose connects to a large piping network. They are made from steel I-beams and reinforced concrete, and the foundations are set well into the ground. Bulkheads are equipped with breakaway fittings so that in the event of a pull-away, those fittings would literally break away, preventing the piping from being pulled out. The bulkhead itself, though, cannot eliminate all the dangers of a pull-away. For extra protection, emergency shutoff valves are installed between the tank and the bulkhead. Then, if a hose were to be sheared off completely, the employee could shut off the ESV, preventing a major propane spill. Just as they are at bulk storage facilities, safety railings are required around refueling dispensers, something you do not find at most gasoline refueling sites. And all equipment must be fenced and/or locked to prevent vandalism or accidents after business hours. While underground tanks are permitted, typically public or private refueling sites have above-ground storage tanks to facilitate easier inspection. Whether vertical or horizontal, the tanks can be easily and quickly inspected and properly maintained. Our transportation industries have made a lot of progress in this century. With that progress has come the unwelcome specter of pollution. As we face a new century with the mandate of cleaning up that pollution, the alternatives are clear. Propane is the leading alternative fuel for the future of transportation in the state and the nation, and it's the most readily available. It's good to know that it is one of the safest alternatives as well.